Hey guys, Never Stop Dodging it today, and Legends have released a new rating match tier list, and it goes over some changes for Zenkai Awakened units, so specifically Z tier and S tier units, which honestly I'm gonna say is pretty interesting for them to do. So as we can see, we don't really care about Bavor's Zenkai Awakening because in most cases you're gonna Zenkai most units you can, and if you don't have a Zenkai, you're probably not going to be using them. So we'll only be taking a look at the after Zenkai Awakening. So if you take a look at this, before the adjustment, it's inflicted up plus 10%, which is decent. Zenkai don't need too much, but now after adjustment, they get the inflicted damage up plus 10% still, and then they get this interesting new one per battle member with the same episode inflicted up plus 10%. So if I'm getting this right, if you have a Zenkai Awakened unit who's in tier Z of the rating match tier list, they will now have it so that they will buff their episode. So if we take a look at Z tier, it's down here. A lot of these units are not Zenkai'd. I'm pretty sure the only one here that's Zenkai'd is the fused with Kami Piccolo. So if we take a look at him, here's this fused with Kami Piccolo, the blue one. He's not used that much, as it kind of makes sense. Regen doesn't really be run in this meta. You don't even see Regen that often anymore, which means they need help, which I guess this kind of makes sense doing him. But if it's episode, he's Cell Saga Z, so anyone from the Cell Saga Z will be getting his extra episode increase plus 10%, I believe. Yep, it's plus 10%. So all of these units here will be getting an episode increase plus 10%. So honestly, there are some pretty crazy units here. NF Perfect's out with decent. NF Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, who is still pretty strong for a Zenkai unit. And then other than that, you don't really have much else going on. You have these Zenkais, this revival, Sao, and that's about it. So in terms of like what he's gonna be providing his team with his tier buffs from the rating matches and everything, it's nothing to like get too excited about, because think about it, if you're running him on regen, think of the units you'll have to use in order for them to get the buff. Like if you run him with him, which I think Perfect Sal, let me just check, I think he's in S tier. Is he? I think, yeah, DBL for S, and I think I actually have him up. Yeah, he's in S tier. So these two can actually make it so that the Salzaga Z members are actually getting quite the buff. So regen looks like it's gonna be doing pretty nice if you have these three on there, and maybe you can actually bring this fuse with Kami Piccolo as well, because I believe he is. Let me just have a check. Yep, fuse with Kami Piccolo is here, so that's another regen. So if you take a look, Salsaga Z regen members are looking pretty nice, but it looks like they're kind of trying to focus on a lot of the episodes that need help. So Salsaga Z is a very interesting one to state, because an episode for like some units aren't really run. You don't go into a game thinking, okay, I'm gonna run Salsaga Z, because I don't think anyone in the game buffs Sao Saga Z with their Z ability. So you'll have to comprise it of, as I said, a regen team or a hybrid team or android or something like that in order for them to be all Sao Saga Z. And honestly, the team wouldn't even be that good. So it's interesting to see how this will work per battle member with the same episode inflicted damage of plus 10%. I wonder if that's like, so per battle member with the same episode. So I'm guessing if you have a full team of 6 and they're all from this South Saga, do they get up to 60%? 10% each? I don't know. I'll have to test this out, see how well this does. But it is interesting to see, because as I said, the only one in Z tier is this fused with Kami Piccolo. If I'm not mistaken, I might have glanced over one of the units here, but I'm pretty sure no other unit out of all the sparking, I mean extremes probably don't have Zenkais here, but out of all these sparkings, no other one has a Zenkai out of these, which is kind of a shame. Wait, does DBR 16? Okay, let me just find. Okay, Android. Which one was it? So 16.7S. Is that? I just gotta check this. If this is... No, that's not that one. I was about to say, if this was this Android 18, that would have been pretty ridiculous. But yeah, it's a weird way to say episode. It would have been nicer for them to make it specific to a tag that they have, like for instance regen or Android or something like that. But they've made it episode, which does hurt this Z tier Fusumikami Piccolo, because he's not really got the best episode. But there are a few others, so I've taken the chance to look through S tier, and we've gotten Metal Cooler, we've got Legendary Super Saiyan Brody. These two both will buff up movies. Now once again, I said if they made it so that this dude did LOE would have probably him as the red unit there and they'd be sorted. But LOE are already in a fantastic position, so I'm not too disappointed by that. But movies is a tag that does need quite a lot of help, so these two can kind of help it. But if you think about it, you're not gonna really want to run these lot in matches. You'll most likely have them on the bench to buff up the team. And if we take a look here, they're getting half the amount of a Z tier Zenkai Awakened unit, so it's still decent, but I think it's, I don't know, you're not gonna really want to use these units. These two aren't really run at all, which makes sense why they're in S tier. Like any units in Z tier and S tier are heavily underused in the game, and it makes sense why they're in that. So I guess they tried to help buff some certain tags, because as I said, I went through all of them, and the tags we have, once again, Salzaga Z, which I just don't really understand that tag. I don't see that really benefiting too much, other than for like a regen team consisting of Salzaga Z members. So other than that, these two units and the Fusumikami Piccolo don't really do too much. Okay, God of Destruction Champa Saga S and Universe Survival Saga S. See, this one's not too bad because Universe Survival Saga is pretty good, but God of Destruction Champa Saga, like if you take a look at this, look at this, we got one unit who buffs it, we got these units who have that tag, and that's about it. So he is not benefiting from this at all, because if it's the same episode, are you gonna be running him with Hit, who, don't get me wrong, I think this Hit is decent, but probably needs a Zenkai. If this dude got a Zenkai, then it'll be pretty good running these two together. You can maybe run him, but you'd have to use him on a leader team and have like a rival universe setup or something. This dude isn't really usable, and then you're not using any other unit, so it just doesn't help. God of Destruction Champa Saga is not something you really want to see them buffing, and Universe Survival Saga is a pretty darn good one to have. She'll be Zenkai buffing the full power Jiren as well, so it's pretty darn ridiculous. So I am looking forward to seeing that, and yeah, that's all I've got to say about it really. It's very interesting them make it so that episodes are getting buffed, but I don't know, I don't see it working too well considering the units that are in the tier Z and tier S of these, and yeah, it's just not what you really want. I'm kind of surprised I don't see a lot of the other Zenkais out there, like the really old Super Saiyan Goku. I might have glanced over him, but he's not here, I believe. The Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, some really old Zenkai units that just aren't here, which is very surprising. But maybe I glanced over it, and maybe that I'm just an idiot, but it doesn't really matter. They are going about this pretty weird. I guess some buffs are better than just no buffs, considering it was just plus 10% before, but now I guess we'll have to see how this works, and yeah, it's very interesting. That's all I've got to say. So other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, and for see more, please subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.